So I learned a word the other day. It's called theophany. Basically, it's when God makes his appearance to you in something special. An example of theophany is Moses and the burning bush. You know, that's when God appeared to Moses in something. I have little personal theophanies that I believe. That's according to my faith. Whereas when there's rainbows, you know, God is speaking to me specially. But God is speaking to us all the time. It's just a matter of whether or not we're looking. My YouTube channel, I want to be about animation, photography, and me. So with regards to animation, I'm working on my indie project. And I think what's interesting is that I watch a lot of YouTube videos, not to see how to do it, but to gain information. I was the kid that was always in the encyclopedia to just learn stuff. As I'm looking through, I'm seeing a lot of information on Indy Animation. What I don't think a lot of people understand is back in the 80s, if you wanted to get your animation out there, you would have it entered into a festival, because festivals would travel. So in some ways that would have been like the internet. There would be somebody that would expressly go and look for them and be like, wow, this is great, I want to pick this up. When I was working at MTV, there was a guy who used to sit next to me, and he was in charge of new programming. Like, he would go out and he would look and see, you know, which shows he could pick up and get in touch with the people and all that other sort of stuff. There was somebody I knew who was working alongside me on another project. The executives there liked his student film so much that he got a show based on his student film. My experience, my truth is that when you go and do your thing, it then becomes something that somebody else can see, and if they like it, they can pick it up. Back in the 80s, they didn't have iPads. If I wanted to do something, I would need a team of people. Nowadays, people need teams of people, or you need time. I'm in the fortunate position to be able to have time to work on my thing. Now, fortunately, I have been working on this. So the storyboarding is done, the character designs are basically done, and I'm not the best animator, but the idea's been there. And the other thing that's really funny now is they say content is king. Honestly, that's always been the way that it's been, whether it's indie or whatever, whether you pitch it or you don't. Your idea, your voice is valid. And so it's just a matter of believing that it's your time to do it. Okay, so it brings us back to the beginning, theophany. When I was a kid, I used to believe that personal computing would get to the point where you would be able to make computer graphics at home. Okay, this was 1979-ish. Might have been a little bit before then. But either way, this was when computer graphics were just coming to television. You can learn Maya, or you can learn Blender, and you can do it at home by yourself. Who knew that on an iPad, you would be able to use Procreate and Procreate Dreams to fulfill your visions? I didn't have that prophecy. After I finished my thesis film, which is the idea that I'm working on now, people were like, hey, what are you going to do with it? I was like, I don't know. And in 2007, somebody said, well, YouTube. Well, now Indy Animation is making a renaissance, as if it ever had to be resurrected. But it might be my time, and that's worth working towards, because I believe that as I'm looking around and seeing different things, that God might be in this. Thanks for listening.